Here's the challenge. How do you fill those technical roles, sourcing the candidates, getting a good match? There's sunk costs just in terms of finding the right fit, working with third-party vendors. But your budget is not as generous as it was in the past. What's your initial response to finding the right people?
So I don't necessarily, I'm gonna take a little bit of a different lens if that's okay, Neil.
Please do.
I think it's about prioritizing what you need as a company to continue to maximize your growth or get through some of these efficiencies that Ann and I discussed, right? So if it's actually cleaning your data, or if it's actually getting in a new enrichment tool that's going to, once you've done the cleaning, continue to make sure that your account or contact data is constantly updated for your team. It's up to us as leaders to understand what that case is and build the right ROI, not only for today, but how is it going to help us continue to scale and grow for the future. And I think if you can continue to do that, you're going to get the right support to get the right resources in, whether that is hiring a contractor, whether that is finding the right vendor, whether that is trying to find the right next FTE. So I think that is incredibly important, is to really just take a step back, understand the business problem that you're trying to solve with this ask, build the right business case and ROI, and then I think you'll find much better support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I super agree with Lisa. And I think that, you know, you're prioritizing, you're looking out in this period that we've described, that we're, each of us are managing through and leading through, what are, you know, even more surgical precision than we probably had in even prior, you know, months and quarters. Based on that prioritization, what are the right resources that you need? And I agree too with Lisa that it could be a blend of internal and external resources. We certainly use both, and it's been game changing for us. So it's not, you know, what's been important to us is, again, that kind of prioritization lens. Where can we get some very consistent and repeatable expertise, and not being sort of locked into, oh, hey, well, this has to all be internal. We have to all figure out how we grow and scale this really fast moving company, even in this period, still very fast moving company, and not being sort of locked into, well, it has to look like this or look like this, but really based on priorities, and just know that that blend of resources is some of the most important things I think that you can do.
Yeah, and understand from your priorities, when you're doing something like data cleansing, is that really required a full-time FTE, or is this a temporary resource to get you through this initial cleanse? And then you're getting tools on top of that, right, to make sure it's better. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing at FloQast. We're going through the data cleansing that Ann described, and we're bringing on contractors, because I know it's a level of effort, although hard and arduous. It's a 6-month level effort until I get more data enrichment tools on top of that, and I built the right policies internally to keep the database as clean as possible.
Yep. Agreed.
I appreciate that. This is good stuff. So I'm just going to replay what I'm hearing. I'm hearing justification. I love the fact that it's really about tailoring your opportunities, right? You're locked in. It's not like back in the day where you would put an ad in the newspaper, someone would fax you the resume. You've got to think, well, how can I share this work? What are those low-hanging fruit that it's going to be more financially feasible to have a third party do, versus we can save our more complex and business savvy technical issues for in-house. Having a growth approach, always understanding, what are we solving for? What are we solving for?